looks like we got hit. No, is he really gonna get away? We will chase him to the ends of the earth. Yes, the aggression. Get him with the 2, right as he's dashing. Horse came with me, so I feel pretty secure in my escape route. We're gonna go ahead and drop their speed. Arachne doesn't need to be any faster. Uh-oh, we get tagged by that. We're gonna go ahead and dash away. Reactivate her 2. That's really the only ability that we need to land, is hit her 2, and then land some basic attacks. Gobble gobble. Sylvanas is able to clean it up. What a do, Skibbity Boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Kuang in jungle. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If that sounds like something you are interested in, please check out the channel and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, Kuang can be built one or two ways. He can be built with attack speed, or he can be built with pure damage and power, trying to be bursty. I prefer the attack speed, so let's go ahead and jump into his abilities.
Good luck.
Kuang's 1 is his water illusion. This is Kuang's dash. He's going to teleport forward in his stealth, leaving behind a circle behind him. He's going to remain stealth for 5 seconds unless he takes damage or deals damage, and then he can activate his 1 again to cause the circle to explode and deal damage to enemies standing in it. Kuang's second ability is his Dragon Call. He's going to summon 6 dragons to his side. For every basic attack Kuang makes, a dragon will dive onto the target, dealing additional damage. After the ability ends, or the ability ends after 10 seconds, or if Kuang decides to activate this ability again, shooting all dragons that remain forward, slowing the enemy. If you shoot this ability forward and it only has 1 dragon, it's only going to do 1 dragon's worth of damage. But if you shoot it with all 6, it's going to do 6 dragons worth of damage. And it's a 30% slow for 1 second, plus 0.25 seconds per dragon. So you could increase that to a 2.5 second slow. We do a standard jungle rotation. We go speed, blue, harpies, use the hand of the gods on the harpies so we don't lose too much health, and it allows us to get to mid really quickly. So now we're going to contest. We don't even see their mid laner. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think we're going to invade. Oh, there's the Anubis. Looks like he already went for his red with the Arachne. So Arachne can get to middle lane before anybody else. We're going to try to fight into her just a little bit. We're going to run away. We missed the Anubis wrap. We're going to go ahead and move our way to the red buff. Kuang's 3 is a little cone attack called Windstorm. It's going to deal some damage, and if you have your Dragon Call active, meaning you have your 6 dragons around you, and you use this ability, one of the dragons will attack the enemy if you hit them with your 3. So your 3 will automatically guarantee a dragon hit if you connect it with an enemy.
Take this jungle buff.
Kuang's ultimate, he's going to grab a single target and throw him up into the air. If the target is below a certain health threshold, Kuang is going to reveal his true form, turn into a giant dragon, go gobble gobble, fly up into the sky, and be able to land to deal some additional damage. If you use your ultimate and you get the execution on somebody, you're going to fully stack his passive. We're going to go ahead and blink in. Anubis is a little weak. We're going to try to get him with our dragons. Does not look like we're going to get it. We use our 3. We use our 1 to get a little damage off. And Medusa was able to get the pick. So right there, really good play, being able to use our 1 right on that tower line to get just a little bit of poke for our Medusa. Kuang's passive. Every 20 seconds, Kuang gets a stack of Dragon King Sword. With the stack available, his next non-ultimate ability that deals damage to an enemy god is going to reduce. It's going to have a reduced cooldown, and it's also going to heal Kuang. Successfully executing in a god with his ultimate is going to fully stack his passive. So now that we've gone over all of the abilities, let's go ahead and focus on the gameplay, focus on the build, and talk about the leveling order. So when you leave Fountain with Kuang, you're going to want to level up your 2 first. Your 2 at rank 1 whenever you're attacking with your basic attack and the dragon is following up. does 30 damage at rank 1 and 90 damage at rank 5. So at level 1, if you land all 6 of your basic attacks, you're going to deal up to 180 damage, compared to his 3 that only does 90 damage at level 1 and does 270 damage at level 5. After you put a point into your 2, you're going to want to put a point into your 3, put a point into your 1, put a point into your 2, and then put a point into your ultimate. Kuang's ultimate is an execution ultimate, so it doesn't really matter how many points you put into it. What it does affect is the landing damage and the maximum amount of health you gain from gobbling somebody. You're able to get a pick or set up a pick right there. So in terms of the build, we're going to be going Assassin's Blessing, we're going to be going tier 1 of the Ring of Hecate, and then we're going to be going into lifesteal boots. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the red buff for our side. Our speed is about halfway done. We have about another 40 seconds before we need to back, or before we need to be at our speed, so we really have about 20 seconds before we need to back. This on her looks pretty weak. We have her blink very soon. Horse gets the setup. On her jumps, we're going to use our 1, use our 3, hit him with a range 2, and we're able to get the pick. We're not going to be able to do a whole lot to Cthulhu. We don't really have the mana, so we're just going to go ahead and back. Kuang excels at single target damage, especially the build that we're going. If you were going more ability based, maybe he'd be a little bit better in group fighting, but with the build that we're going, the attack speed based build, he is excellent at single targets. We're going to go ahead and pick up our speed buff. Medusa was able to get a pick in mid, throwing out the compliments in VGS. So I am playing with the Sylvanas this game. I feel like I have a Sylvanas in almost every one of my videos. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the blue buff, and it looks like they invaded our blue buff. Since they invaded our blue buff, we're going to go ahead and show the Sylvanas a little bit of love, see if we can't check their blue buff, see if it's there. Somebody is on it. We're going to go ahead and put some pressure onto this Tsukiyomi. We're able to get the final hit onto the blue buff. One more poke, and we're going to be able to get him. We use our 1 to get the damage, and we're able to execute him. Getting the final damage that you need with the 1 feels so good. We're going to go ahead and rotate towards mid. Arachne is here. We're going to activate our 2, use our 3, that makes 1 dragon, guaranteed hit. And we're going to go ahead and shoot it. We're not really looking to trade with Arachne right here, just a little bit of poke. Anubis just picked up the red, so we know that that is down, and we don't really need to try to invade. We're going to get a little bit of damage off onto the wave, check the mid harpies, nothing's there. Go back mid, our red is up, so we're going to make our way to the red buff. Throw a ward in case they try to pressure us, like this Arachne is doing. Looks like she might be going left.
Enemies in the left jungle.
We thought maybe she was trying to loop around and get our red, which it looks like she was doing. Medusa gets her dash off and was able to get a brief stun. Unfortunately, I did not put 2 and 2 together and did not pressure the Arachne. Anubis just whiffed that. We're going to use our 2, land some basics. Arachne's here. We're not looking to fight 1v2. Not while we're trading basic attacks right now. Once we get some attack speed and some penetration online, completely different discussion. So we're going to pick up the tier 2 of the Ring of Hecate. Sorry about all this. We're in a party with a bunch of people, and it was really just the 2 of us playing Smite. They were talking about their game, so we left the party.
Enemy ultimate down.
We're going to go ahead and pick up speed, start another rotation. Hopefully our blue will be there this time. Jungle Shrine is not full, so we don't really need to hit it right now. We can hit it on our way back. We're going to go ahead and activate our 2. Just basic attack this bad boy down. Now we're going to hit the Harpies. Jungle Shrine. Looks like Medusa just went down mid. Cthulhu is mid. Horse is making a rotation over. So it looks like the enemy support was the first one to rotate towards mid. So right here we have the option of putting a point into our ultimate. Instead, we're going to max out our 2. Cthulhu is kind of out of position. He uses his dash. We're going to use our dash. And we have to execute on him. So we're just going to go ahead and gobble him. That fully stacks our passive. This Anubis is pretty weak. We're going to go ahead and land on him. Use our 3. Arachne just saved his life. We might be in trouble right here. The other 2, we could turn and fight. Horus comes in. Horus gets some setup. We're going to use our 3. And we're going to turn on her. She uses her ultimate to get away.
Thanks.
I feel like that was a net win for our team. Guess I didn't really feel like going for the oracles right there. So we're just going to hit our red buff instead. A little trick with the red buff is if you deal some damage, it's pretty much once the big guy gets below a certain health threshold, he's going to get very angry and start dealing some bonus damage. So if you kind of hold off your strongest or your most level ability until he's getting close to halfway down, then you go ahead and use that, and you should be able to take the red buff with the minimum amount of damage given to you. We do have enough money for a Ring of Hecate. The Ring of Hecate is going to give us 80 power, it's going to give us 30% attack speed, and it is also going to give us 20% magical lifesteal. Whenever we successfully land a basic attack on an enemy, we're going to hex them. This hex can stack up to 3 times and last 5 seconds. What this hex does is it removes 5% of their power, and it gives us 5% of our power. We're not siphoning power, it's just at the full 3 stacks we can reduce the enemy's power by 15%, and at the full 3 stacks we can increase our power by 15%. But this item just has a lot of good stats for Kuang. It has power, it has lifesteal, and it has attack speed. This would be very similar as if we were going for Bancroft's Talon before Ring of Hecate got changed. I think that's even how I have my old Kuang videos. We want to get a little bit of lifesteal online before we start going into a lot of attack speed and penetration. We're going to go ahead and make a little loop around the mid. We see Arachne, we're going to dash past her, go straight for the Anubis. We're able to... He beats, but I think the dragon got him? Is that what happened there? I'm not entirely sure. Arachne was able to get us with the poison. So we did dive the Anubis into the Arachne, so that might have been a little bit of a misplay.
Absolutely petrified.
Arachne was able to clean up the Medusa, so we don't want Arachne to get too big. That could be a problem. She's a level 11, we are level 11, so we're competing for the top level in the lobby. Oh, Sylvanas creeping up there, he's now a level 11. After going into the Ring of Hecate, we're going to be going into the Telkhines ring. Telkhines ring is going to give us 100 magical power and 25% attack speed. Whenever we deal damage with a basic attack, it's going to deal an additional 10 plus 15% of our magical power. This effect does not affect structures. So we are just stacking the attack speed, and we have 2 forms of lifesteal right now. Horus has some good setup. We land a couple basics with our 2. He's pretty weak, but we do not have our ultimate to pursue him, even if we wanted to. I say, red's down, please go take it Medusa. Our speed is up, and we actually have plenty of mana, so we didn't have to back right there. We're just going to go ahead and pick up our speed. I think it's because we died. It wasn't a full rotation. We were kind of cleaning up. Since we died halfway through a rotation, looks like they're potentially going for their red buff. Their red buff is a little bit ahead of ours because the Arachne was able to drop it before we were. Arachne's rotating right. We're going to go ahead and rotate right, see if there's anything we can do to clean up. Tsukiyomi overstep, Tsukiyomi overstep. Gobble gobble.
Wow, you are kicking butt out there.
So we at least made the lane even. Sylvanas went down, we were able to get the Tsukiyomi. So hopefully Tsukiyomi won't be able to get too much of a level advantage on the Sylvanas. No idea what the state of their teleports are, but if they both have it, Sylvanas should be able to get back to the lane and get a little bit more XP than the Tsukiyomi was able to get. Cthulhu, you look pretty weak, bud. He dashes away. We probably could have poked him. We did not have our execute, so I don't think we were going to be able to finish him. It's with Kuang. His ultimate definitely helps in the fights. Knowing that you can get somebody weak and then fly away after executing them is pretty comforting compared to If I go in, I have to get all the kills or get out. Don't have the mana, so I'm not really trying to pursue with this horse. Playing it safe. We're going to go ahead and destroy the small to build some mana. And then we're going to activate our 2 and just melt the big guy. Arachne's pushing Medusa. We don't have the mana. We're going to see if there's anything we can do.
Retreat, middle lane.
Our best bet is to just pop the 2. Oh, looks like we used the 3. So that might have been a misplay. I think if we used our 2 and then tried to land some basics, we probably could have gotten some more damage off. Maybe even a pick onto the Arachne right there. But since we used 3, we used all of our mana. So now we have Telkhines Ring.
No problem.
After going into Telkhines Ring, we're going to be going into Typhoon's Fang. We'll get into that in just a moment. Forgot to pick up a relic. That is a little bit of a misplay. We got Blink because we are a jungler. Now looking at the enemy team, what kind of relics would we need? A wrap would be helpful, or beads would be helpful for Anubis wrap. Beads would be helpful for Cthulhu. And also Arachne, we're going to use our 3. We're in a little bit of trouble. We're going to use our 1 to teleport out. We probably could have detonated our 1 to get a little bit of damage off. I think we're going to go Sanctuary because Tsukiyomi ult, Anubis ult, on her ult, Cthulhu.
I'll attack left lane.
Beads or Sanctuary would probably both be okay, but I think Aegis would actually give us a little bit more in this game. We're going to go ahead and hit these Harpies. Just trying to farm up, get some gold, get some XP. We are a 14, so is the enemy Arachne, so we're still keeping pace with her. We're going to go ahead and drop this Harpy. This on her is very far pushed up. Oleron is able to get the pick. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of investigating in the enemy side of the jungle. Their red is down. Nobody's in mid. So we're just going to go for our red buff.
Enemy missing middle. A mighty sword.
One of the beautiful things about Assassin's Blessing is that you don't share the jungle XP. So we had 3 people taking down red. Typically, that would mean a 3-way split in the XP. I forget specifically how it's done. Oh, we're going to pressure this Cthulhu. But with Assassin's Blessing, you get 100% of the XP. Even if there are other people there, you don't have to worry about splitting. We're able to get him down and execute him. Gobble gobble. We see somebody nearby. We are on cooldown, or we're off of cooldown. We're going to go ahead and take these Harpies. We hit 15 before the Arachne. Arachne sees us. She uses her web, so it would actually be a decent time to go in on her. Kind of just creeping and camo. Able to get the pick onto Anubis. Very weak. Time to wiggle. 70 health. Did Arachne really give up? Or is she still chasing me? I can't tell by the mini-map. We turn around. Looks like we're good. We're still going to use our 1 to get away. And we're going to go ahead and back. Our speed is up, so that works out alright with the timing. We're a little bit behind. It is ideal to get to speed as it is spawning, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. So with Typhoon's Fang, Typhoon's Fang is going to, what are the stats? Give me one moment.
Attack the Gold Fury.
Typhoon's Fang is going to give us 70 magical power, 200 mana, 15 magical lifesteal, and 10% magical penetration. So this is the first item that we're picking up that has a % magical penetration. The passive on Typhoon's Fang, your healing attained from magical lifesteal is increased by 40%. Your magical power is increased by twice the amount of magical lifesteal that you have. Right now we're pressuring the Cthulhu. A lot of people here. We're going to start weaving away. We are on cooldown, so we're really not trying to fight here. We go ahead and blink. This Arachne's still chasing. We're going to activate her too, turn on her, and we're able to melt her. So even though we got stunned right there, the dragon was already triggered because we landed a basic attack and then it landed on her. On her jumps away, we use our 1. We don't have our blink because we just used it. Hit the slow. Here comes an Anubis. That is a lot. We're going to try to wiggle out of there. Oh my goodness. We are able to get out. I don't know if we're going back in.
ultimate is down.
Looks like we're just going to peel off. So we have 8% magical lifesteal from our boots. We have, or we're going to have 15% magical lifesteal from Typhoon's Fang. That puts us at 23. And then we have 20% lifesteal from the Ring of Hecate, putting us at 43% magical lifesteal. If we double that, that is going to be 86 power. So once we pick up Typhoon's Fang, we're also going to be having an additional 86 power. We're just going to be able to lifesteal a lot. It's going to be very fun. We go ahead and drop the Gold Fury.
Absolutely petrified.
Wait for Cthulhu's second pulse to happen so we don't get rooted. Looks like he's going to be able to get away, so we're just going to peel back. The red and purple buff are both up. Uh-oh, we thought we pushed down on the D-pad. A little bit of a delay there. So we pick up Typhoon's Fang. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, we went with beads. Very interesting. I thought we might have gotten a little bit more value out of Aegis this game, but looks like we went beads. So now we're getting our damage online. We're getting up there. We're going to start trying to fight into multiple people, not necessarily just take the 1v1s. We use our 1 to get away.
On my way.
It looked like Arachne was rotating from right to mid, so we're actually going to go show face in right lane, see if we can get some pressure onto the Tsukiyomi. We use our 3, Sylvanas uses his ultimate. Tsukiyomi uses his ultimate, Arachne is also here. We're going to use our 3, gobble gobble. 3 people over here, I don't know how much we're going to be able to do. Probably not going to be the best idea to land on them, so we're going to go ahead and kind of land away. Hopefully they lost track of me. I have all my stuff off of cooldown, so I should be able to engage right here. Use our 1 to avoid the Arachne. She's about half health. We're going to make our way to this Anubis, start hitting him with our dragons, and we're able to get the pick onto him. We are not afraid to basic attack this Cthulhu. We are kind of afraid of this Arachne. Looks like we got hit. No, is he really gonna get away? We will chase him to the ends of the earth. Yes, the aggression. Get him with the 2, right as he's dashing. Horse came with me, so I feel pretty secure in my escape route. We're gonna go ahead and drop their speed. Arachne doesn't need to be any faster. Uh-oh, we get tagged by that. We're going to go ahead and dash away. We activate our 2. That's really the only ability that we need to land, is hit our 2, and then land some basic attacks. Gobble gobble. Sylvanas is able to clean it up. We have 4 people over here. Anubis is pushing. We don't have a whole lot of mana, so we're kind of being careful on what engagement we take. Our speed is also about to, our speed is up. We're wearing the enemy's speed, not our own. So we hit level 20, Arachne is 18. We did a good job closing out that mid and late game in terms of leveling. It's a bad fight for us. I don't have any mana I really can't support. Horus is about to go down. We just lost our front line and our back line. Now it's just Medusa and I. It's time to skedaddle. We're going to go ahead and back so we can recover some mana. We probably don't need to buy any more health potions. We should probably be buying a mana potion or 2 and then some wards. So buying the health potions is a little bit of a misplay. We have so much lifesteal that we just need to hit a camp. There are a few scenarios in which a health potion could make the difference between whether we live or die, but those are kind of far away from happening. Not far away. Far in between, is that the expression I was looking for? Not entirely sure. Anyway, our blue's down. They just dropped the Pyromancer, so they're probably right side of the jungle, kind of retreating. Cthulhu is pretty weak. We could use an ability or 2 and gobble him if he's still around. Yes, come here, Cthulhu. I'm hungry. Gobble gobble.
You have slain
I think that's like the 3rd or 4th time I've executed Cthulhu this game. Tsukiyomi is in right. We do not have our execute, but we can just kind of melt him down with our 2. So Tsukiyomi's second ability destroys Kuang. Being able to disarm him and then stun him. Like Kuang, you go in, you have your dragons ready, you're like, alright, I'm gonna basic attack him a few times and then get out. Nope, you're just sitting there with your dragons around, you're looking like an idiot, and then you get stunned and you're just like, what is going on? Tsukiyomi's 2 hard counters. Kuang. That is our all-around ult, so the enemy was slowed. On her, looks like he jumps away. Come here, on her.
This wormhole shall engulf you.
We have our blink, and we also have our... Oh, we use our blink right away. We get pushed back into tower. A little bit of a misplay. Probably did that in the wrong order. Probably should have blinked first and then used my 1. But we're gonna go ahead and pressure this tower since it's just the on her here. Sylvanas is gonna get the root, and we're gonna gobble him up. Somehow I get targeted by tower, even though the enemy is dead, and there are minions in there. We're gonna go ahead and drop this tower. So right now, everything in the game is looking fantastic. We're 14, 1, and 4. We have super high pressure. We have all their towers down. Sylvanas, tank it for me. So right there, I think if the Sylvanas would have pushed up into Phoenix, start taking shots, there's a chance that Cthulhu would have used his wave clearing ability on him before the wave actually got in there. It doesn't matter too much because we were able to get the Phoenix. We're just swinging basic attacks into the air for fun right here, and now we're gonna run away. Oh, we're gonna turn on him, use our 2. Probably don't need to be doing any of this right now. Looks like our team lost in mid, so anyone who's defending in mid is probably heading our way. Like this Anubis, we use our beads. Sylvanas gets a ultimate off, but Anubis can't be knocked up while he's using his 1. We are very weak, we're going to use our 1. That 1 barely got us out of the wrap range. After going into Typhoon's Fang, we're going to be going into Divine Ruin because they have an Anubis who can heal and Arachne who can heal. I'm assuming Tsukiyomi has Soul Eater on him, and I'm assuming on her has some form of lifesteal, so anti-heal is going to be pretty helpful. Cthulhu is still chasing me. I think he wants his revenge because he was my dinner plate so many times this game. We're going to pick up Divine Ruin. It's going to give us 90 magical power, 10 flat magical penetration, and whenever we hit an enemy with an ability, they're going to have 40% reduced healing for 3 or 5 seconds. I think it's 5. It actually lasts a little long. And then we had a pretty penny in the pocket, so we went ahead and sold our blessing, and then we got the Spear of the Magus. Spear of the Magus is going to give us 110 power. It's going to give us an additional 10 flat pen. And whenever we damage an enemy with an ability, they're going to become marked. And they're going to take 7.5% more damage from all sources. So what is the difference between flat pen and percent pen? Well, 100 is a great value, just because the math's simple. If we did not have the 10% from Typhon's Fang, and we just had flat pen and another flat pen, oh, what are you doing here, Tsukiyomi? Were you hiding from me? That is the just absolute slaughter of Tsukiyomi. Is not that this arm just ruins me. We're gonna fall back a little bit. We tell our team like this is not a fight we really want. Anubis is able to get the pick onto the Medusa.
You've only just begun, haven't you?
To me, my brethren!
They're both gonna need a hospital.
Our team gets cleaned up. We're just gonna go ahead and back. They are probably gonna be on Fire Giant. What I was getting at with the flat pen and percent pen. Flat pen is really strong early game. Percentage pen is really strong late game. If they have over 100 protections, percent pen is gonna be the way to go. They are on fire. Of course, has his ultimate, but we were a little far. So even though we are 14-1, the enemy team is starting to gain a little bit of momentum.
A mighty sword!
Oh no, we use our beads. Of course, heals us up a little bit. We should be good. our speed is up, it is probably worth going to get the speed. Kuang with the speed buff, it allows them to get in and out very effectively. If you're the same speed as them, you might be in a little bit of trouble. So I'm actually going to prioritize the speed buff and make my way back to it.
Under attack. Your right tower has been destroyed. To me, my brethren!
They are grouped and marching in the right lane.
Ultimate is ready.
On her is all the way back, so this is actually a great fight for us. Looks like it's a 3v5. On her is missing. Who else is missing? We're gonna go straight for this Arachne. Oh no, we got hit by our web. We're actually gonna stick to the SeanyB. Oh no. We're gonna peel back and go for the Cthulhu. We just have the worst target selection ever right there and let everybody get away. I think we did. I think we could have gotten the Arachne. I think we could have gotten the Alpon or the SeanyB, and I think we probably could have gotten that Cthulhu.
They were
A
warned.
little bit of a misplay there. We're gonna go ahead and back. We're looking a little weak in terms of the health. We're gonna kind of just fall back out of the fight.
Oh yeah.
Anubis gets the
2
pick
for
on it
1.
too. Now it is a very bad fight. We're gonna go ahead and get Cthulhu with an execution threshold. Gobble gobble
Fear you
Cthulhu.
now.
We're gonna hang out in the sky until we get our 2 off the cooldown.
To me, my brethren!
Double kill.
Oh no.
Now I
Oh
must
no. How did I choke that so hard? They were so weak. Anyway, that was a shame. They were both so weak. It would have been really nice to get both of them right there. Now we are the only one alive. Their Phoenix is back up. They're pressuring our structure, so they have a bit of an advantage right here. We're not looking to hold the tower from 4 people. We barely have the lane clear. We get wrapped by Anubis. We are in trouble. Yeah. Silly, silly, silly. Did not need to be doing that at all. We got wrapped and just melted. Anubis is hitting pretty hard. Our best bet would have been to come up through jungle and then try to
An enemy has been slain.
pressure him while he wasn't looking at us, but he kind of expected us to just walk up to him after he cleared the tower. He wrapped us and melted us. We have not set up a lot of wards this game. I'm pretty sure I've held on to these wards for like 10 minutes now. Terrible habit that I have. If we could, we'd want to start putting some wards probably on our side of that map because I feel like they have the pressure right now. So we'd want to put some defensive wards up. Just looking at it, I'm sure I put some offensive wards up. I wasn't thinking like that at the time of playing. Our speed is down, so we're kind of just going to make our way to the team. So the next team fight could decide the game. We need
On
to
my
be
way.
careful what we engage. We don't have our Medusa
Ultimate
here,
is
so we're
ready.
kind of already at a disadvantage. Medusa is making her way
I'll
back
attack
up.
right lane.
Looks like there's 3, 4 people in mid.
Your right tower is under attack.
We're waiting for them to kind of step past this line or this entrance into mid. On her, puts a ward up, and that ruins me. On her, jumps over. Cthulhu comes on us. That forced us to use our 1 at a time we did not want to use our 1. We get just melted.
Need to get back in the fight.
We should have probably tried to go for the on her. I feel like we dashed. I think Cthulhu was the first person in front of us. So we kind of locked onto him when we really should have been going for the on her. It's just Horus left, and unfortunately, that is going to be the end of this one. Even though we had a really good game, we ended up losing, and even though we lost, this is still the build I recommend. It was just our team fight at the end. Sometimes that's just how the map flops.
Allies are in trouble.
Anyway, if you enjoyed the game, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. The stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. If you like what you saw, check out the channel and subscribe for more. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
That was foolish.